you are loved everywhere. Is it weird to be, I don't know, in Singapore and have fans, in Argentina and have fans?
Yeah, a little bit. You say loved everywhere. Maybe in Tottenham I'm not loved. In football or in crypto markets, you have to make an instant decision. Now, we didn't always get it right, and I'm sure people in the crypto world don't get it right all the time. Understanding why you lost is the most important thing to then get back up there as quickly as possible.
Welcome everyone to BingX Block and Banter. My name is Pablo. I'm the host for today's episode. I'm joined by a legend, a truly football legend, Chelsea captain, Premier League winner, Champions League champion. I want to welcome John Terry. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
How's it been so far? I mean, you had a great time leading Chelsea, and now life's different.
Life is very different now. Like, football is the best job in the world. Every player that's retired will tell you the same thing, because you can never replace that buzz of performing in front of the supporters. Like for me, leading the team out at Stamford Bridge or at Wembley with the captain's armband was really special to me. And when you retire, you miss that. You can never replace it. So I'm very lucky. I have a relationship with Chelsea, and I work in the academy with the kids, and I do some work for Chelsea as well. So I'm very lucky with the opportunity I had to play for Chelsea for so long, my club, and now I'm still working there.
More than 700 matches. How good it is for having the care from a club that you played for so many years?
Well, I think for me, when I was 21 when I first captained Chelsea, which is very young. So to then go on and captain Chelsea for another 20 years was just incredible. And I've done everything now. I've washed the kit, I've painted the stadium, everything, washed the toilets, everything you can think of, and gone on to do what I've done with the football club. When you feel the love I have for Chelsea, when players arrive at Chelsea Football Club, they understand what it means to me and the supporters, and I think that's very important.
You continue to have that and feeling that love from the fans everywhere. I mean, here in Singapore, in Token 24, or everywhere you go, you feel like how it's to know that you probably will be loved forever.
Well, it's a very nice thing. Even when I arrived in Singapore today, there was supporters at the airport with, my shirt, Chelsea shirts, old stickers of me very young. And it's so nice to kind of get these opportunities to talk to the supporters as well, because when you arrive in Singapore, like I did in 2012, 13, I think it was, you arrive, you're with the team, you arrive, you land, you're straight off to the airport, you're training. You don't get the opportunity to see and feel and meet the fans face to face. So now I'm retired, I get these opportunities to travel the world because of the legacy I have with Chelsea and the trophies we won. So being so successful as a club and individually as well, it's enabling me to do these great events. But meeting the supporters face to face, whether that's in Singapore or in London, is really special to me.
I mean, you're a Chelsea lad, but you're loved everywhere. Is it weird to be, I don't know, in Singapore and have fans, in Argentina and have fans, in Colombia and have fans?
Yeah, a little bit. You say loved everywhere. Maybe in Tottenham I'm not loved.
Okay, good enough.
There's a couple of places in London I'm probably not loved, but no,
outside London.
Outside of London. It's nice because, like I say, Chelsea, we put ourselves on the map when Mourinho arrived at Chelsea, Abramovich arrived at Chelsea. Chelsea Football Club went from here to here on a global level. I'm very proud that my generation was part of the success of Chelsea and where we are today, and we've left it in a great place, and these current players now are taking it to another level as well, winning the Club World Cup, being officially the best team in the world, which is great to say, the first team ever. So when you leave that legacy, it's down for people to then follow and continue that success.
In crypto, we say something about ATH, that it's all-time high when a currency gets its higher price. If you have to choose, I would say one, but I will let you pick maybe two, all-time highs of your career in Chelsea.
Well, great question. My all-time highs would be the first Premier League in 2004-05 when Jose Mourinho first arrived, being the first time in 50 years that we won the league, so a fantastic achievement. And then for me, 2012, the Champions League was a special time. Even though I didn't play the game, having the ups and downs along the way, and you spoke about crypto a minute ago, crypto is volatile, it can be up and down, and football and sport is exactly the same. You can have that journey of the highs, the lows, the bit in the middle where you don't really know what's happening, and then all of a sudden all that hard work really pays off and you get to win the Champions League, which was a special moment for me and my family and all the Chelsea supporters.
You've mentioned that ups and downs, and you've mentioned also the final. How was it to go from the up of qualifying for a Champions League final for the first time and not being able to play it.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, it's a good question because a lot of people ask me what's my favourite game for Chelsea, and it would have to be the Champions League final 2012. And it's a game that I didn't play, even though I was in my full kit. It's a game that I didn't play, but knowing and understand, I spoke earlier about arriving at the club at 14. When you feel and love the club like I feel and love the club, and the journey we went on, so in 2005-06, I thought we was better than Barcelona, and we beat them in the qualifying stage. We then got knocked out. In 2008, I missed the penalty in Moscow. 2009-10, when Iniesta scored in the 93rd minute, I think it was. So all of those kind of downs, and you thinking that you're never going to achieve that one moment that you live for. And then all of a sudden, in Chelsea's probably oldest team, Didier was at the end of his career. I was getting older. Frank was getting older. And we managed to do it because we never stopped believing. I think that was really important. And to see the Chelsea fans disappointed over those early years, it made that one time very special.
You went over the next question, that it was, how did you manage those downsides? And I like what you said. That connection with the fan might be the difference maker. I mean, for you guys, Didier, the old ones, to say, okay, now we need to do it.
Yeah. I think as well, trust is a big part of that as well. So you have direction, probably similar to BingX and the senior management. There is direction from above, and down below there's senior people in those roles as well. So you put that into football perspective. So Roman's in charge of the football club. You have Mourinho underneath that. And then below that you have captains. So myself, Frank, Didier, Peter Cech, who have a lot of experience and able to make those decisions on the pitch when we need to make those decisions. So even though you're guided by the people above you, at certain times in football or in crypto markets, you have to make an instant decision. And on the pitch, we had the trust of the supporters to make those decisions. Now, we didn't always get it right, and I'm sure people in the crypto world don't get it right all the time. But your experience and your gut, you have to trust a lot of the time as well. And we trusted each other as players. And when you have that feeling of the supporters, you know that you're going to be okay. So one loss doesn't mean it's going to be continued loss after loss after loss. It's one loss, and then understanding why you lost is the most important thing, to then get back up there as quickly as possible.
And that final part could be used for crypto also, and it's nice to listen. But you were talking about something that is related to this, that it's managing fear, you know? And you mentioned the penalty that you taken and you missed, but you also raised up the trophy in Wembley for the first time on an FA Cup. I mean, how do you manage fear in those high-stakes situations?
Yeah, well, I think you have to embrace it, because for me, the reason that I played for Chelsea and Frank Lampard played for Chelsea and Didier Drogba played for Chelsea was because we were able to cope with those fear levels and the exposure at that high level and the intensity of it. So there's players that we all look and go, he's a really good player. But there's always a but with certain players. And I think with certain players, they're able to deal with that fear because they're actually not in fear. They're enjoying that moment of being under the real pressure. Now, being under real pressure, like go to my penalty in 2008, that's real pressure. Did I fear that situation? No. I walked up believing that I was going to score. But in sport, like I said before, it doesn't always go the way you want to go. So how do you respond from that? You have to pick yourself up very, very quickly. 3 days after this Champions League final miss of the penalty, we had a game for England. So I'm now sitting across the table with Man United players. We played America at Wembley, and I scored a header from outside the box. And after the game, just thinking, why? Why did I score this header? If I could swap those two opportunities and miss the header and score the penalty, I would do it in a heartbeat. But this is life, this is sport, and it doesn't always go the way you plan, but you have to bounce back up and stand back up and go again and again and again.
In crypto, there's also an expression that is HODL or hold, when you like an asset and you hold it because you believe in that. If we compare that to trophies that you've won, what will be the trophies that you will hold forever?
Individual or team?
Good question. We can do both.
We do both. Okay, let's do both. Let's start with the team. So again, the first Premier League was really big for us because Mourinho was the manager of Porto. He won the Champions League with Porto. We signed him. Everyone remembers the special one, the big press conference was big news, and when Roman arrived, so it was a big year for us. So to beat Man United, because Man United were dominating in the Premier League, and then all of a sudden Chelsea overtook Man United. So this one will always be really, really special to me. And then I have to go back to the Champions League again, just because they're two trophies that are very, very difficult to win. The Champions League, we won it once. We was in it probably 12 or 13 years on the spin, and you get to win it once. So those two as a club, individual honours would be my PFA Player of the Year, which are voted by your peers and the players that you're playing against. So that one personally for me, but collectively the two that I mentioned.
Another thing that it's can be compared with between crypto and football is the preparation. Everyone in your case just analyzes the 90 minutes or 90 plus minutes, but there are a lot of work. I mean, you mentioned you started at Chelsea at 14 and you started playing before. How about all those years and discipline and preparation that you have until you arrived to get what you got?
Yeah, well, the hard work started way before the age of 14 to get where I wanted to get to, which was Chelsea's first team, which again, people don't see. But even when you're performing on a Saturday, people don't really see the hard work or the injuries or the little blips, maybe the night before a game where your ankle's sore, you're wondering whether you're going to be fit to play the game tomorrow. All of those little bits that you do. But again, I go back to you just have to prepare yourself in the best possible way. So for me, I never see myself as like one of the best players at Chelsea. We had Frank, we had Didier. These were like match winners. They were top players. Hazard and these type of players. For me, I always had to be really prepared. So eating the right food, going to bed early, waking up early, going to the gym, doing all of these bits, making sure I was ahead of everyone else, not only as a defender, but across the Premier League, across the Champions League and all of that. So for me, the preparation was key for me. I think what people don't see as well behind that there's a lot of staff. So you have the kit men who lay the kit, the kitchen staff who prepare the food on a Monday to Friday at the training ground, that play a big part and a big role in the success. So you see the 11 players on the football pitch, but behind that, there's 300, 400, 500 people on a weekly basis that have a big impact, making sure that on the stadium when we arrive, everything's ready to go. We've got the best opportunity. We had an owner that was giving us the best training ground facilities, the best pitches, the best chance to recover on all of these bits. So everyone plays their big part, and you have to be part of that jigsaw to make sure you're doing everything you can to win.
You also mentioned that in the final match you didn't play, you were wearing the full kit. I mean, that also says something about discipline, right?
What does it say to you with discipline?
To be honest, that you feel like you had to be prepared, although you weren't playing.
Yeah, I felt exactly that I was part of the team that day. So even though I was out of the 11, and probably the biggest night in Chelsea's history, I was still part of that group because I played a part in that. And as well, you see all the staff and all the supporters and everyone together at the end of that game. And those images for me, when you retire, which you spoke about earlier, when you step away from the game, it's those moments that you really look back and really treasure. So discipline is key. You have to have it. Also with success, when you have success, or whether it's winning the Champions League or whether your crypto goes from here to here and you've gone to the moon, you've won, it's important to go out and celebrate those victories as well, because it could be a week later that you're back here. So when you have those highs, go out and celebrate as a group, because those moments bring everyone together as well, and I think that's very important.
BingX and Chelsea just released a new training kit. I like green, so I really like it, although Chelsea is blue. And the motto is train on greatness. What does it mean for you, training on greatness?
Is a great connection, I think, because like I said before, when you leave the legacy of being the best and being the greatest, Chelsea have that, and now the combination, because you need to be focused, you need to have the preparation and the discipline as well, I think is very important. So all three work. I love the kit myself. I'm always blue like you, but I love the green. And I think as a player, when you go out onto the football pitch, it's important that you look good and feel good. And when you look good and feel good, you play good. I'm a big believer in stuff like that.
Okay, guys, this brings to an end to this BingX Block and Banter. I hope you enjoyed this. We talk about discipline, we talk about success, we talk about tough moments, we talk about everything. And John, if you want, if you have any last piece of advice for the fans, could be sports, could be crypto if you want. Do you have anything to say to the fans?
Just to work hard, always play or work with a smile on your face and give it absolutely everything. I think there's a big belief from me and when I grew up of this. So work as hard as you possibly can in everything you do.
Perfect. Take notes.
Thank you.
And for all of you, please subscribe to see more content like this. And thank you so much for being here. And thank you, John.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.